Hello and welcome back to one of my videos, and we are kicking straight off into Aluna Island, and I had no idea this was on the lighthouse little island. This is version 4 of Aluna Island that I downloaded. So when James Turner first built this island, I think it was 4 years ago, this was just a generic sort of lighthouse, but I think he's rebuilt the whole thing, including the lighthouse itself, with this wonderful residence. It's just incredible. Far-reaching views. You can even live in the lighthouse itself, so he's obviously built that all. He's probably done a video and I haven't seen it yet, but wow, this is incredible. It's got this private area up by the lighthouse as a roof. Anyway, back to the game, and I spotted a load of animals having some sort of midnight feast going on here in the lagoon area with one of the houses I downloaded that was haunted in the last episode. It's looking very pretty now. So off bounces the deer. See you guys, I'm off. I gotta go to bed. I have a curfew. We can stay up as late as we want because we're wild horses. What a beautiful spot, and there's a lot of wild animals spawned on this island, and that's really nice. So maybe it's not the one black horse going past me every time, it's several. So I did follow one of James Turner's build instruction videos, the tutorial on how to do garages with lots, which is really handy because there's a lot of terrain tool explanation that goes on with that, and leveling walls and foundations and matching them together, because I often wondered how people build garages that are on floor level and merge them into houses that are built on foundations. So that was always a complete mystery to me. So I'm just going to try and follow his instructions, and just because basically to see if I can do it, because I've always been so lazy. You've heard me say so many times I don't have the patience, blah blah blah. So I'm going to test my levels, my skills, and see if I can combat this. So one of the most important things I always avoided when learning to use Sims and build was how the terrain tool works, the leveling one. And I never, ever dreamt in a million years that it would be easy, because it's such a simple principle that you level from the top right hand corner to the bottom, top left hand corner to the bottom right hand corner, and all the consecutive squares in that grid align with the top left corner you started in. And it seems so simple, but I just never really got to grips with it, and I never found any sort of instructions on Sims, and I wasn't bothered enough to look for them, so I just worked around it, and hence all my properties have always been pretty simple. So I did say I was a newbie, I'm a learner, and well, the Sims Supply or James Turner has explained everything so well that I just never dreamt in a million years I'd be capable of doing as much as I have done so far. So I've managed to build a sloping garage entrance with a little platform on stilts with stairs down, and I'm already amazed to be honest. It's a big accomplishment for me because I've just always avoided these problems before. So I really am pretty much a novice. Let's face it, I always thought I was quite good at builds as long as they were on flat lots. So this lot, I have a feeling for this that it's going to be kind of 70s or maybe 80s, and there's going to be a grandmother living there, and it's going to be quite kind of outmoded and dated looking inside and outside, with lots of, you know how grandmothers love to have lots of little pots of plants, and I think a lot of people can relate to this sort of style. But so I'm just going to fill in as much as I can by way of the covering on the outside, the exterior, and match the planting in the interior as well. So already the temptation is to fill it with lots of tropical plants because it's a tropical island. I think I've gone a bit too far, so I'm just going to spray the terrain with some cute little flowers, soften it up a bit, and remove a lot of the tropical planting, because in my experience, people, well, more elderly people tend to go for flowers and kind of more strict planting, very neat and orderly, not too wild. So lots of little potted plants to look after, and indoors as well. I think that's definitely something we can all recognise as just a whole collection of little plants that need looking after and nurturing. So I'm going to just try and thin out this garden. In fact, I could probably do a lot more with the garden because there is more of this lot available to me. But to be honest, I think elderly folk don't really want to spend too much time gardening because they're retired. They don't want to work, they want to have fun, they want to relax, they want to go on cruises or hang out and play dominoes, or they, you know, they have so many things to do that if they do a bit of gardening, they just want a few potted plants. So the indoors is also going to reflect that, because plants are also company. So indoors there's going to be lots of little potted plants. So the layout now, I have an entrance hall for this grandmother, as I've described. Not all elderly folk are the same as this grandmother that I'm designing for, but this particular elderly lady has a nice little neat kitchenette unit, open plan, and she'll have a little dining area as well. And everything has to look as dated as possible to be authentic. So in my mind, this grandmother likes to entertain, she likes to have her family round, especially her grandchildren, and she has a nice little cosy dining area there, and she has trophies up on the wall, things to remind her of her grandchildren, toys and stuff for her kids, her grandchildren to play with. And in this little sort of a hallway area, she's got some storage, things to look after her shoes, plates on the walls. Everything is very kind of, well, kitsch, bit dated, but cozy, loving, sweet. So it's got a sort of fresh grandmotherly vibe, this place. Definitely could do with some updating in terms of decor. So I'm going to make sure of that when I finish all the walls and all the furnishings. So this is a tropical island, so this grandmother is definitely going for the slightly tropical vibe. Warm, cozy, cute, very homely, somewhere that you could go and visit your grandmother, cuddle up on the sofa, watch a movie after having a really nice cozy meal with her. And all the colouring has to be sort of, I think, in tropical vibes, so greens and blues. So I do start using object moves or move objects on so I can twist objects and just shuffle them closer into other objects. So let's choose this wallpaper. That is fantastic. It's got to be that one. And this tile, oh my god, that is so 70s. It's brilliant. So I'm going for that, and something equally kind of, well, it's a bit 80s wallpaper in the hallway, something similar for the bathroom. And this bathroom, yes, it's got to look as outmoded, definitely very 80s looking, and finish the whole property off looking like it's just, you know, back in the 80s. Somebody did a very good job, they're very proud. But today, if you had somebody buy it, they'd probably rip everything out and renovate. But this grandmother is here, she's alive, and she is loving her decor. And she loves her grandchildren, she loves her house, and she is in a prime location, I've got to say. Very nice place. So she's got a very nice big bathroom. And do you know what? I just realised she's got nowhere to sleep. So I'm going to, she's a very frugal person, she's going to sleep in the living room at the moment. I don't want her to have any more stairs because that would just be mean. I don't think she's going to be like that able-bodied and frisky enough to tackle 2 sets of stairs every day. She's already got stairs up to the doorway. So she is quite happy to have a bed, I think, in the living room. If I get time, I might extend the first floor, this floor, and put an extension for her grandchildren to stay in. But at the moment, this suits her fine. She's got everything she needs all on one floor. It's cozy, it's cute, she's got her chest of drawers, and yeah, I think it works for her, definitely. Very cozy, very kitsch, very outdated, fantastic views, brilliant location. What's not to like? So here it is, Grandma's property. And I think it's very fitting indeed, and she's going to love living here and entertaining her grandchildren. So watch out for the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!